Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Jason's sad epiphany shock finds out about another heartbreaking loss. General Hospital GH spoilers reveal that Jason Morgan Steve Burton is still playing catch-up when it comes to hearing about what happened while he was off canvas. Jason's first devastating blow came quickly since Carly Spencer Laura Wright told him that Bobby Spencer Jacqueline Zeman passed away. However, that's not the only heartbreaking loss Jason will have to cope with. Brit Westbourne Kelly Thiebaud also met a grim fate while he was gone, so that LL brings some difficult updates for Jason when the time comes. Of course, there's a third loss that's sure to hit Jason hard as well. After Sonia Eddie Epiphany Johnson passed away in real life, Epiphany was also given a fatal exit and an emotional tribute. Jason has no clue that Epiphany is gone, so he's in for a sad shock when he faces that news. Perhaps Jason will get some real medical help at the hospital following his arrest. That could lead to Jason expecting Epiphany to walk through the door and give him some tough love as usual. Jason may look forward to a reunion with Epiphany only to find out that she passed away while he's been busy working as a mercenary elsewhere. Epiphany sometimes complained about getting tangled up in Jason's shenanigans over the years, but there was plenty of mutual love and respect between them. It'll definitely throw Jason for a loop when he learns Epiphany won't be around to give him a hard time anymore. Jason will inevitably take a moment to remember Epiphany for the wonderful woman that she was, so maybe the show could throw in a flashback or at least have Jason admire Epiphany's photo on the GH memorial wall. On social media, fans have been sharing their favorite Jason and Epiphany clips as well as pics. Epiphany and Jason's bond was certainly something fun to look back on. Our predictions point to Jason finding about lots of other things he's missed, so we'll keep you posted on all the shockers he'll face. General Hospital spoilers say Jason's return will continue to bring some struggles, but he'll hang in here and try to ride the waves. Title: General Hospital spoilers, Jason's heart-wrenching epiphany, unraveling another tragic loss. The corridors of General Hospital buzzed with the usual frenetic energy, the symphony of footsteps intermingled with the hum of medical equipment. Among the chaos, Jason Morgan, the stoic enforcer turned businessman, strode with purpose, his demeanor as unreadable as ever. His piercing blue eyes, usually a window to his soul, were shielded by an impenetrable mask. The day had started like any other for Jason, filled with meetings, negotiations, and the constant juggling act of managing both his legitimate and less savory enterprises. However, an unexpected summons to the hospital had thrown his carefully constructed routine into disarray. As he approached the ICU, Jason's heart clenched with apprehension. The sterile scent of antiseptic assaulted his senses, a stark reminder of the fragility of life. With measured steps, he entered the room, bracing himself for whatever news awaited him. Inside, the scene was a tableau of grief. Monica Quartermaine, the matriarch of the esteemed Quartermaine family, stood by the bedside, her expression edged with sorrow. Beside her, Elizabeth Weber, the compassionate nurse whose life had been intertwined with Jason's for years, offered a sympathetic embrace. "What's going on?" Jason's voice was low, barely a whisper, but it reverberated through the silence like a thunderclap. Monica turned to face him, her eyes red-rimmed from tears shed in private. "It's Jake," she began, her voice faltering with emotion. "He's gone, Jason. Our sweet boy, he didn't make it." The words hung in the air like a heavy shroud, suffocating Jason with their weight. Jake, his son from a tumultuous past, a constant reminder of the life he could never fully leave behind. His heart constricted with grief, a torrent of emotions threatening to engulf him. Unable to bear the weight of the moment, Jason staggered backward, his mind reeling with disbelief. How could this have happened just when he thought he had found a semblance of stability? Fate had once again dealt him a cruel hand. In a daze, Jason found himself outside the hospital, the cold air a sharp contrast to the turmoil raging within him. His thoughts drifted to Jake, a bright spark extinguished far too soon. Memories flooded his mind, snapshots of laughter and joy intermingled with the pain of missed opportunities. As the reality of his loss settled like a leaden weight in his chest, Jason's stoicism cracked, revealing the raw vulnerability beneath. For years, he had hardened his heart against the world, a defense mechanism born of necessity. But now, faced with the devastating truth of his son's passing, he found himself adrift in a sea of sorrow. With each step, Jason retraced the path of his life, grappling with the ghosts of his past. From his tumultuous upbringing in the rough streets of Port Charles to his transformation into a feared enforcer for the mob, every choice had led him to this moment of reckoning. But amidst the pain and regret, a flicker of clarity emerged, an epiphany born from the depths of despair. For too long, Jason had allowed himself to be defined by his past, shackled by the weight of his mistakes. But now, faced with the ultimate loss, he realized that he could no longer hide behind the walls he had built. In the wake of Jake's passing, Jason made a solemn vow to honor his son's memory by living a life worthy of remembrance. No longer would he be bound by the chains of his past, instead, he would embrace the future with a newfound sense of purpose. With renewed determination, Jason returned to General Hospital, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Though the pain of loss still lingered, he found solace in the knowledge that Jake's spirit would live on in the hearts of those who loved him. As he entered the hospital once more, Jason's gaze fell upon Elizabeth, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. In that moment, he made a silent promise to be a source of strength for her, just as she had been for him in his darkest hours. And so, amidst the chaos of life's ever-changing tide, Jason Morgan stood tall, a beacon of resilience in the face of adversity. Though the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, he faced it with unwavering resolve, knowing that in the end, love would always prevail. And so, with determination etched into every line of his face, Jason set out to face the challenges that lay ahead, to confront the demons that lurked in the shadows of his mind. He knew that the road ahead would be fraught with obstacles, knew that the journey would be long and arduous. But he also knew that he was not alone, that he had friends who stood by his side, who would lift him up when he stumbled and fall. As Jason made his way through the hospital corridors, his heart heavy with sorrow yet his spirit unbowed, he found solace in the knowledge that even in the darkest of times, there was still light to be found. And though the road ahead may be difficult, he would face it head-on, armed with nothing but his unwavering resolve and the love of those who mattered most. For Jason Morgan, the journey was far from over, but with each step he took, he moved ever closer to finding peace in the midst of chaos, to finding hope in the face of despair. And though the road ahead may be long and uncertain, he would walk it with his head held high, secure in the knowledge that he was not alone. And so, with one final glance over his shoulder at the hospital he called home, Jason Morgan stepped out into the world, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage, with strength, and with the unshakable belief that no matter how dark the night may seem, dawn would always break on the horizon, bringing with it the promise of a new day.